I'm not afraid that the police are gonna kill my kid. I'm just being honest. I'm petrified that somebody that looks just like him is gonna take his life, you know what I mean, or their lives, you know.
Tell us who you are.
My name is Makai Lewis. I am the founder of the 8 to 18 Truth Center out of St. Paul, Minnesota. We mentor kids from the ages of 8 to 18 with a series of different classes from conflict resolution, community awareness, health and respect. We also do a Truth Center where if you're beefing with somebody or if you need help co-parenting or maybe you get bullied at school, what we do is we reach out to the parties involved and try to get them to come and sit down and cause a truce before it ends up escalating to something, that's detrimental to all of us. And then the last component is, it's the first African American museum in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Now, who are some of the supporters of your organization?
I have the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department is a huge supporter of us. They've been very influential and they've helped us out a lot.
The Sheriff's Department is one of your supporters.
The Sheriff's Department is a supporter.
I just want people to hear that.
Yeah.
And to understand that this thing really takes everybody.
It's just not everybody bad, So, if we want to, look at what the white people say is all blacks are this and that. And we know we're not all this and that. Yeah, we got some bad apples, but we're not all this and that. Just like there's some officers. And I think with demonstrations like this and the ones that's happening across the United States and even the country, I think the problem is we're just frustrated and mad at the fact that we need those officers that are not doing their job professional and that are taking it out on us or whatever it may be. We need those are the officers that we are fed up with and that we want out. We are not saying that we don't want police. We just want accountability. That's it.
I know what I needed growing up. I had access to it, but I didn't really tune into it. And I understand that now as an adult. Like, no, these people are trying to put me on game. Also, I read this quote at Hamlin University. It says, "A society grows great when men plant seeds and when men plant trees in whose shade they will never lie." Right? So what does that say? It says, well, it's not about me and what I want. It's about me planting the seed for the people coming up behind me, because that's what it's really about. And when we talk about people like John Lewis, Malcolm X, MLK, all of them, they knew they weren't going to see the benefit of their struggle, but they still put it in because they understood their kids are going to reap the benefits of what they're doing today. And I feel like too many of our youth, especially, are too centered around themselves, via social media, via look at me, look what I got, all that junk. They're not even thinking about, but yo, you gonna have kids one day. Or you got a little sister, forget the kids. You got a baby watching you. You know what I'm saying? You have something to live for. Your life is important. So that's where my passion for it came from, man. Just waking these youth up, because I'm 34 now. I'm not trying to be in my 60s like, man, I could have really made a difference back then. Why wasn't I speaking up? Look what they on now. You know what I'm saying? That's where my passion comes from.
I was comfortable being a machinist. I worked for the school district, and then my good friend Philando Castile was murdered in St. Anthony, Minnesota. And so for me, and then a few months later, my mother passed away, and then a few months later, my son was shot like 6 times at a funeral. And yeah, so like I just wanted to a lot of times we put on protests and we show up, man, and I show up in these rooms and there's a lot of people that don't look like me making decisions for my community. And so for me, I just want to show the younger generation, because nobody ever put this on their plate, if nobody don't do it, if not me, then who, right? And so I've dedicated my life to fighting for my people and my community, bro. And I gotta be honest with you, these kids are like my future. And I don't wanna be, like you said, 65 years old and my kids, because here we are right now doing some of the same things Martin Luther King was doing. I just had a white supremacist say to me, man, you should be more like Martin Luther King. And I said, well, you shot him in the face.
This is my oldest son here, but I got some other sons, and I can't lie. Me personally, this is my own personal opinion. I'm not afraid that the police are gonna kill my kid. I'm just being honest. I'm petrified that somebody that looks just like him is gonna take his life, you know what I mean, or their lives, you know. That's what scares me. So if I could get out here and try to meet your kid and the next person's kid and try to get them to know that we are not enemies with each other, you know, that's where my passion comes from. You know, trying to let all of our kids, these young men, know that we're not enemies. You know, we're together. We can't kill each other. You know, we might get into some situations where we might argue and fight. That's fine. We get that. That's what's gonna happen. But I cannot take another man's life, another black man's life. I cannot do that. You know, and that's what, you know, what my passion is just try to get these kids to understand that, you know, I cannot take another black man's life. I can't do that.